I was checking my Facebook just now. Someone sent me a message and said, "Hey, can you take Man-at-Arms and see if the parts for the Eternia Guard fit on him?" So take the Revelation Man-at-Arms and see if the armor fits on him. So we're gonna do that as well tonight. So this video will probably go a little slower, talking about some different stuff. Already ate dinner. We already got the new figure out of the way, so it's just time to chit chat. So first thing, let's mess with Trapjaw. And I've been waiting for this figure for a while. The only way I could get him was to buy him from Big Bad Toy Store in the set of 3. So now I have another Trapjaw and another Wild Tarzan He-Man. So, and yet another, I almost said Yoda, not Yoda, Orko. And another Orko. So I'll probably be having some sales going on eventually soon. So anyway, thanks for joining me tonight. And it looks like Steve is on. Another live video. So excited for Snake Men in 2023. Round 3, Fallen Jedi. The Fallen Jedi. Anyway, so let's look at the box. On the back, it says Trapjaw. And it says, half mortal. Huh, that's kind of a weird way to put it. Half mortal, half machine, this sinister cyborg Trapjaw made his name terrorizing Eternias, armed with an array of deadly devices that attach to his mechanical arm. The man with the metal jaw serves Skeletor as an obedient weapon of destruction. With Skeletor gone, Trapjaw serves a new master now, Triclops, the technical cult worshipping motherboard. Technical cult worshipping motherboard. Okay, interesting. So here's the other figures in the line. Savage He-Man, the cool Tila, Andrea, Trapjaw, Faker with a bald flat head, Merman, and Stinkor. All right, so he comes in a kit, and he also includes a dress, just like we saw with Triclops. So let's go ahead and bust him out of here. And got my trusty scissors. Round 3, like Rocky 3. Yeah, pretty quick to set this one up. I didn't have to make a PowerPoint or anything first, so I could just jump right into it. And I already had it on my table, so bada bing, bada boom. Another video we go. Boop. There he is. Wow. I'm getting a lot of boxes stacked up down here. Look at that. What a mess. I got my She-Ra box from yesterday, the guards here, the He-Man boxes. I need to clean my room again. It's like, just keep throwing them off to the side. I need to actually do something about it. In fact, you know what? This is going to the same pile off to the side. All right, so he comes with some extra parts. You can turn him into the motherboard worshipping guy, which seems kind of weird to me, but okay. He comes with his nice. His dress is not as long. His is more like a almost a tank top. That's kind of cool. So it's not the long dress. Then he has an extra belt here, which looks like it's made to go around. Ooh. This piece right here looks like it goes right there where it kind of tucks in. It looks funny. They actually added a wrinkle to where that belt goes. So let me turn my light on here so you guys can see us better. So look at this. They added a wrinkle right above the back where the belt goes, which is what would actually happen on the cloth. That's really clever. So even though I'm not going to ever use this, it's still very, very clever sculpting. Now, looking at him already, I'm not really a fan of the tongue or the way that the ring is attached to his head, but, you know, I suppose they can change things up. He does come with one extra hand. Would have been a fun throwback to give him an extra arm, but that way we could make Kronos out of him. Where is my scissors? There they are. Scissors. We will free you. He will free you from your plastic cage, Trapjaw. All think that's it. Hooray. Oh, no. He's got some hold on his arm. There we go. Dun, da, da. There he is. There's Trapjaw. Now he's got these massive knee covers. Thought they might come off, but they don't. They are one piece. Then he has his big old belt, which is kind of up around his waist, but I imagine you could probably push it down onto, which is where it should go. Yep, just like that. And he's got his tongue sticking out. I don't know what that's all about. I guess he's messing around on YouTube or whatever and showing people his tongue, or Snapchat. All right, so he has ankle articulation, double jointed knees, a twist at the top of his leg, which breaks the articulation, or breaks the sculpt, I mean. Leg movement there, so you can do the high kicks. And then he's got loose rubber on his loincloth, makes it easy to move. He has small little things to hook his weapons on the side. And then his shoulders move. Bicep cut, double jointed elbow. I wonder if that comes off. I have to check. Nope, it doesn't. That's attached. And then on this side, he's got his mechanical arm. And it goes across. I actually like when they have the armor going across like that. It's kind of cool. So you can see it actually holds on his arm better. And somehow this comes off. Let's see. Don't break. I better hot water it. I could feel it's just not wanting to go very easily. And people have already warned me online about it being very small. So does his arm come off? Nope. Okay, let's go ahead and dunk his arm in the water. And we'll get the other accessories out so we can try those out. And I did refresh my water so it will stay hot. So we got new fresh hot water there. So his other accessories are the claw and the hook. There they are. The hook's strong enough to hold the string on there so you can slide down. Not quite. I actually made one time that was made of metal on purpose so you could actually use it to slide down on a hook for the 80s Trapjaw. What's nice too, if you heat the gun up, and you can have He-Man bending the gun like in the cartoon. Anyway. Hooray. Oh! The peg is on the arm, not on the weapon. Wow. That is not what I was expecting. So yeah, trying to get these on and off is a pain. You have to actually heat up these because they'll want to snap that little peg so easily. So let's go ahead and see how they fit in his belt. Oh, they did not make the hole big enough to fit into the side. Again, Mattel did not check it first before they produced them. So we're going to have to drill that hole out. And we're just, there we go, I stuffed it in there. That is really tight. I can't believe how small that is. That is just crazy. Okay. Let's stand them back up and let's look at your guys' comments. Hey Todd, how was your sunny, warm day today? Eric, it was pretty good. Had some work today and did some interviews and talked to people on the phone, and it was all a lot of fun. All right. So these are nice and hot, so they can be easily swapped out now. Now you can look like a pirate, which is funny because Trapjaw's always reminded me of a pirate. And I think he was actually based on the Big Jim pirate they had back in the day, who looked very similar to him. And I'm guessing that, you know, he had the switching pieces of these arms to that pirate. His name was Torpedo Arm, I think, or something. I don't know. Something like that. Chop, 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 chop. It doesn't actually move normally. It's just because it's hot right now, so I can maneuver it around. There's no articulation point on there. I cannot believe how tight those are. Once you get them in there, they'll stuff in. So I imagine I must be stretching out the hole. So that worked out. All right. I still don't have Trap Jaw. This one looks good. Yeah, it does look really cool. I am pretty happy with Trap Jaw. All right, let's go ahead and... Wow, he is short. I was not expecting that. I always thought Trap Jaw should be monstrous and huge. But Triclops is taller than Trap Jaw in this version. They're the same height to the top of the part where it's supposed to put a string through. Crazy. So, of course, next to He-Man. Now, this is the regular He-Man with just the Savage head. So, is Triclops really that tall? Wow. Okay, let's pull out Beastman. Beastmon, where are you? Yep, Trappy is the short one of the bunch. That's crazy. Okay, let's pull out Skeletor. Skeletor! Well, he's taller than Skeletor. So there you go. Skeletor is the short one of the bunch, I guess. He's the one short guy. Yeah, what the heck? Skeletor is even shorter than Scareglow. Well, I guess not. Maybe not. So, Trapjaw is really not totally short to everybody. It's just Triclops is huge, He-Man's huge, Beastman's huge. So I guess he's just a big guy too. It's just, you got to compare him to the right size guys to see that. All right. Oh. So let's take a look here before saying Masterfar. I think Beastman is shorter than Trapjaw. Let's go ahead and check that out again. Yeah, I think you're right. Beastman is a little bit shorter, but his hunched back kind of gives him that advantage if he wasn't hunched over. Mike, Trapjaw is on Amazon. Oh, hey Todd, which do you like better, Origins, Classics, or Revelations? Well, this is an interesting question. I like Classics the best. Like I said, I finally got them all. But if they would have released Origins at the same time as Classics, I would have bought Origins and skipped on Classics because they're the same size as the figures I had, you know, from the 80s. So I would have gone with Origins just to mesh with the figures I already have. After seeing that 40th anniversary figure, I probably would have picked that up too because it's cool, and that might have started my trend of buying the Revelation figures too. So I'm not sure, but since Classics came out and they are really cool and amazing, and now I have the majority. The majority of my figures are Classics. They all match because they're all big like that. So, but yeah. But some of these Revelations are really cool. I mean, some of these will fit right in with Classics, no problem. I mean, you could use this guy and throw him in Classics, and you wouldn't even notice at first that he's not a Classics figure until you actually looked at his loincloth or something and saw that something was different, or his double jointed elbows. Other than that, you know, he'd fit right in actually with a lot of the Classics figures. So, crazy, crazy. All right, let's go ahead and get to the question at hand that was asked earlier, and that is, if I take this Man-at-Arms, can I turn him into a Royal Guard if I was to buy a bunch of Royal Guard pieces? Now, I'm not going to pull out the left shin piece of the right shin piece, the right arm of the Royal Guards, because it's on my Man-at-Arms right now. but I will use these ones and see if they fit and stuff. So first off, let's get his head off. Oh, I should probably heat it up. I should not. Even chance fate that way. I only have one man-at-arms. It's funny, I got lots of other characters I have multiples of, but just one man-at-arms. All right, let's stick on this armor. Well, that armor is very loose. His arm, I think, is smaller than the Origins. That one fits pretty good. So far so good. That's not too bad. There we go. Now let's replace the leg piece. Okay, hot water it. Burp. And we'll stick on this armor too and see how it fits. I might as well drop his head in there too, huh? Master Far, I thought Revelation was taller than Origins. It's way taller than Origins. In fact, you can see right here, they're quite a bit taller. But their biceps are not as big. So they are taller, but they're not bigger. I'm guessing this is not going to fit on there very well. We'll see. Because it's a pretty small... And the boots. You got to stretch it a little bit to make it fit. There we go. It does look a little dorky because it actually goes way down by his... instead of over his knee. So you're going to have to choose where you want it. You can either raise it up higher, like that, but that will look dumb too. I would suggest the best way to do this is get two of these guys and use two knee cuff things on there. So use the original one. All right, now let's try the head. Oops, sorry, I didn't show you guys. Not too shabby. Let's stick on the armor. Now, because Origins figures have bigger heads, it does look kind of weird. The torso in their figures are about the same size, so it's a little bit of a tight squeeze to get it on there. But you can get it on there. It does look like you're going to have to try to shift this down. You can see it's really tight on his neck. So they're just a little bit wider across the chest area, I think. Which is surprising. I didn't think they were. So, there you go. It works, but the leg piece not that great. And right up around the neck, it looks kind of weird. And the head's oversized. So, if you like that look and it'll work for you, then yes, you can use them as guards. And it looks like he's wearing like a super high half shirt too with that armor. So dun da da da. There you go. Hopefully that answers your question. And we had another question from somebody. And I already kind of half answered it, but I didn't fully answer it. So this time we're going full in. And that is putting an Origins armor on a He-Man Revelation figure. So let me first revert this guy back to normal. Now look at your guys' questions. So last time I did it, I was telling you guys online to take and stretch the armor, and then it should work. And I guess something went wrong with the guy's figure when he tried stretching it. So, not quite sure there what was going on. I guess I gotta put the strap in the right place, don't I, for it to work. This Man-at-Arms figure is really cool. I think they did a great job on this figure here. Ugh. go. That is just not wanting to stay on there. She got to go to the second slot to get it on there. Ugh. It's funny. It looks like it's hard plastic, but it actually does maneuver pretty well over the figure. I'm kind of surprised about that. Yep, Skunkor, Stinkor, he is a pretty cool looking figure. I agree with Will Chew. Oh, that's right, I threw his head in the vat of water. Oh, that's right, I put that poster putty in there to keep the arm from sliding down all the time. I forgot about that. I got tired of it always falling down. And I used the black poster putty so it wouldn't stick out so much. I forgot all about that. Dun, ta-da. Okay, he's back to normal. Okay, so let me get a flea man out of here. Flea man. And I'm going to toss him in the vat of water to take his legs off, so we can stretch some Origins armor on him. If you put salt in the hot water, would it mess up He-Man, guys? I wouldn't put salt in the hot water. That's a really bad idea. Yeah, don't do that. So what I'm doing now is heating up He-Man so I can take off his legs so I can put on the Origins He-Man armor. I found an extra one in my bin earlier in the week, so I decided I'm going to stretch it on and make it work for the Revelations. So this way the person who had the question can see how to do it at their house. Now I just got to find where I put that armor at. Where did I put it? Okay, maybe I put it in the other box. I'll look for a few more seconds. If I can't find it, then I'll check the other box. If I have to, I'll pull when He-Man's armor is off and stretch him out. Now the bad part is once you do this, the armor cannot go back on Origins, so you pretty much have decided you're going to stick with it. Hey, I found Battle Cat's helmet finally. I've been looking for that. I've been looking for that. And yes, I do not see that extra He-Man armor in here. Fisto. In case you're just wondering, I just picked up Fisto out of my box. That's why I'm saying his name. Oh, here it is. I found the armor. I found it. I found my armor. Whew. All right. So let's go ahead and take him out of here. And put the armor in so we can do a massive stretch on it. So the trick is to get the legs hot enough to pull it apart. And you got to get them over the ball joint. My water's starting to cool down a little bit, so it's giving me a little bit of problems. And now let's take off this armor. And the reason why I pull his legs off is you have to be able to pull the armor up under here and back on his back. Should have brought my heat gun in here. Is that enough to warm it up? There we go. Da-da-da. There we go. Now we got a legless He-Man. All right, so let's get that armor on. Then we'll do some stretches on it. Now, it's amazing sometimes how far this stuff will stretch. Like I said, you've seen figures that I've stretched armor on before. The trick is it has to stay hot for it to do it. So that is the trick. So you may have to dunk this a few more times in the hot water. Once you get it on there, you just do a pull and a stretch, and bada bing, bada boom. There it is. So the trick is doing that stretch on there. Let's drop the legs back in hot water. Hopefully it's hot enough to put them back in. Let me look at you guys' comments why we're doing this. See, he does look cool in that armor, huh? Yeah, cue the striptease music. What about the loincloth? Now, the loincloth can come off, and I've shown it before, but I've had some bad luck getting the loincloth off, or I've actually ripped the belt. It's really hard to do to get it successful. So I've already destroyed one figure one time trying to get that loincloth off. So I'm not a fan about just pulling it off, but I do have some videos on it. When I did my King Grayskull custom, I pulled the loincloth off, but I didn't have the belt on that one. And then when I did the one for Moss Man, I pulled it off with the belt. So watch those videos. It is tricky. No guarantee you won't rip the belt, but all right. Let's see if those legs are hot enough yet. Yeah, and if they're not hot enough, they will not go back on. It's a really tricky thing to get them back on. And don't force them. If they're not going back on easy, don't shove them, because you'll break the little balls inside here. And you don't want to break He-Man's balls, so be careful about that. So basically, you just slide it back on, and it is really tight. Oh, I probably should not have forced that, but it worked. Hooray. And then on this side, same thing. Ooh. Man, I should have heated that water. There we go. Whew. Did I get the right legs on the right side? Does he look weird? No, I did it right. Okay. Whew. Give He-Man backwards legs. There you go. And that is how you swap out to put the Origins armor on He-Man. Hopefully that helps. I'll send the video to the guy who asked, just in case he's not on here today. Dun-da-da. All right. So one last thing to talk about, and that is my printer. So as you guys know, I was printing some of these things right here, these Spirit of Grayskulls, and I wanted to make a giant monster one that I was working on that I was pretty excited about. And halfway through printing this, my printer ended up breaking, and I was pretty upset about it. So I ended up getting rid of that printer as my new one, because it shouldn't have broke so easy. And I decided to try to fix my old one. So I ordered this head right here. And this is actually the old one. I already put the new one in. But it's a whole entire hot end for the printer. There it is, and it comes fully assembled. And this is my old one. You could see the bottom where it got so burned. This right here is the plastic that went up the side and just kind of melted everything in here and made a huge mess. And so this thing is toast. So anyway, you can see it's all kind of charred. And I'm guessing some wires are probably messed up in there too somewhere. So this was my old one. I just replaced it. Right now it's printing a new one of these. The first thing I printed today on it, though, was a grappling hook. Where did I set that grappling hook? There it is. So here's the first thing I did so far today was this grappling hook for when I do my trap jaw extra weapons for the dropper. And this only took like 19 minutes to print. It's pretty quick. Where this thing's going to take a couple days to print. And so now this is started. It's starting to be printed. So I'll be really excited when it's done. So there we go. And I know everyone would love a giant one. I'm not selling the giant ones because there's way too much in shipping. But as you guys know, I still have some small ones left. Actually, I think this is the last small one I have. And so I have one left. It's unpainted. If you want it, either painted or unpainted, contact me on Facebook. I'll give you the prices. And I can either paint it ahead of time before I give it to you, or you can just take it as is. The price is different depending if it's painted or not. Of course, I charge more if they're painted because then I have to paint them and clear coat them and everything else. All right, what brand of 3D scanner do you use? I actually use a couple different brands of 3D scanners, and you can actually search for it on my YouTube channel. Just type in scanner, and I have one that shows. No, it's printers. Yeah, I do have some stuff that I've actually made videos of me scanning them. So check that out and see if you can find them. I use one's a Pop 3, and the other one is an SOL. So the Soul and the Pop 3. Can you do a Skeletor Origins armor on Revelation Skeletor? All right, Taylor. I was going to end the call or end the video, but what the heck. For you, man. I will do the Skeletor armor swap. His is way easier. No leg removal. So where is the Skeletor? Skeletor! I accidentally grabbed the battle armor one. That would not work. But how cool would that be? There we go. Dun, dun, dun. Now, if I was going to keep this Skeletor in that armor, I would probably use the darker armor that I got from the 2-pack because it's way cooler looking. But I'm not going to stretch this one out accidentally, so I'm going to use the lame armor. But if I was going to keep it that way, I would use I'd use the darker armor. So let's pull his head off. This is crazy. It's actually in 3 parts to get his armor off. It's got the actual cape and the cowl on top and the head and everything else. Oh, I got to heat up his head. It's a little tighter than I want it to be. Take that, Skeletor. He-Man. Blub, 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 blub. Anyway. Let me look at your guys' comments while he's heating up. I see you finally got your Origins. Eternia Guard. Oops. Hey, please gonna make a video to see if you can make a Gordo 345. That was this video. So if you want to see that, just watch this video again. I actually went through that whole thing and took off Man-at-Arms armor and did it. So, yep. So I actually did it with this video earlier. I ended up cutting off the bottom straps. Was that for He-Man? You cut off the bottom straps to make it work, or for Skeletor? There, Richard. See, pop back to Rick. I ordered a vintage Talon fighter on eBay, paid outrageous shipping, and then I got it 2 days later. The seller was living 30 minutes from my place. It would have been known this if taken my car and got it myself. Isn't that frustrating? I know, it's funny. One of the guys that wants to buy something from me, he literally probably lives, I don't know, like maybe 20 miles from me. Oops, almost stuck the head on him instead of the armor. But I'm going to ship it to him. I feel weird about meeting people in person sometimes, unless, you know, I don't know. Ugh. All right. right back to the bra straps, just like earlier in the video. It's weird. It's just such a tight fit. So yeah, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to have to stretch it on him. Let me do this part last. Come on, you can do it. You can fit. You can fit if you want to. You can leave your friends behind. Okay, there we go. So now, yep. If you were going to do this and you wanted to actually put the armor on here, just like with the He-Man armor, you're going to have to stretch it. Right here, the best way to do it is while it's off, is to heat it up and then pull these two straps separately one at a time while it's hot, and then pull these straps separately while they're hot too. Make sure when you pull this one, not by here, it'll break. Pull it by here so it has more material hanging onto. Because you don't want to stretch these little thin pieces. You want it to stretch from here. This one will give you more of the stretch, so it'll be off center when you're done. I've done this with the Hulk figure that I showed you guys. I stretched the heck out of that thing. Let me show you. I'll be right back. Ugh. Come on, Hulk. Oh. So here is my incredible Hulk. And he is mammoth, huge. And I decided to put the 12-inch Skeletor's armor on him, which still was massively way too small for him. So I remember taking this figure and just stretching it as far as I could. And especially the belt down, you can see this is supposed to be round. And you can see how oblong it is now. Oh, my light died. Sorry, guys, no light. You can just see how oblong this is now, where it actually used to be actually circular. And you can see the stress marks on the side here. It's pulling around to get that on there. And on the back, I had to double fold it over, and it's just barely hanging on there. And then on the top, it didn't fit at all, so I used a rubber band and just tied it to get that to fit. But even up on the sides here, you can see I had to double it over to make it just fit, because it's just so tight on this figure. Lots of stretching and pulling and trying to get it to work. And there he is in his Skeletor armor. It's such a pain to get that on there. So there you go. Let's see. It is a giant Hulk. Yeah, it's funny because it's heavy too. You know what? Let me go grab the scale and let's weigh this guy. All right, here is my postal scale. You will turn that on. All right, it is zeroed out. Okay, Hulk, time to see what you weigh, sir. So he is over 3.5 pounds. He is huge. And I think he's like 18 inches or something. He's just massively tall. Let's go ahead and... Oh, I take that back. He's only 14.5 inches. See? And the fish was this big. But even still, at 14.5 inches and weighing 3.5 pounds, that is over 3.5 pounds. That is massive. So there you go. There is my big Hulk. And it's funny because when my granddaughters were little, they'd carry him around like a baby doll. Take care of the baby Hulk. So he is just, look at the size of that hand. Oh, I mean, And he can hold a figure in that massive hand of his. Yep, it's a cool figure. All right, well, I think I'm going to end this video here. I think I've covered most of the questions. Let me take a look and see if I might have missed something. You guys are doing so much stuff. Typing, it's hard to catch all the stuff you say. Better to wait and get the new Eternia Beastman. Yes, the new Beastman looks way better. I suppose this answers my question, whether Origin Merman's armor would fit on Revelation Merman. Yeah, and Revelation Merman looks pretty skinny, so that armor should fit on him. I would imagine his body, the way it looks in the picture, looks a little skinnier. And the armor for Merman, actually, you know what? Doesn't he have the same body as this guy? So let's test that out and see. Because I'm guessing they're going to give him the same body, because that's the kind of stuff they do, right? Of course, he's furry too. So maybe not. You know what? They're not going to use the same body because he's furry. Which is funny. Originally, he was supposed to have Beastman's body in the original prototype, but they ended up going with Merman's body instead. So, let me take a look at Merman's armor. Well, I guess it is the same. It is just like Skeletor's bra armor. I always thought it was less, but that's a 2000X. It just had the piece that went over the top like that. And I think even Classics had less to it. So yeah, it's the exact same as Skeletor's armor with the way it fits. So there you go. And it looks like Merman's body's skinnier. We'll have to wait and see when he comes out. But I'm guessing he's a smaller build. Hey David, thanks for joining us, and I appreciate you saying it's another good video. The Origins Leaf doesn't look like the 80s vintage. No, it's not. It's not fat enough. It's not beefy enough. The Merman figure has gills. Oh, well, I don't know how it's going to fit. We'll have to see. Gills on the shoulders. Interesting. All right. Well, that's it, you guys. Unless somebody has another exciting question you want me to answer before I end the video. Oh, and there goes Skeletor. Luckily he has his battle armor on to protect him. Ugh. I gotta put all these figures back together. See, and this is, my wife always says, this is my problem. I start pulling out all these figures, then I have this huge mess to clean up after the videos. It's kind of funny. Especially when I pull out the classics, they get to put them all back in their boxes. Where is Skeletor's head? There we go. Cool, cool. I have to admit, this figure could have been really cool the way they did it with the multiple layers. The only problem is you have that problem with it always coming apart. Because I got to build it correctly, don't I? This goes on first. This goes on second. Like Attila Hun used to say, pillage first, then burn. If you get them out of order, it just doesn't work, right? All right. Dun-da-da. Now, if you shove this up, then it usually stays a little better. But I've intended to just put just a spot of super glue on there just to hold it, so it doesn't keep coming apart. Because once in a while, you'll get them and be off center or offset, and it's like, what the heck happened there? All right. Well, like, subscribe, tell your friends, and I will see you guys next video. Oh, the question: Faker's arm bands and He-Man's belt are more golden than He-Man's. Let's take a look at that. Faker, where are you? Here you are. Oh, they are. Look at that. That does look cooler. Yeah, what the heck, Mattel? See? I would have liked that a lot better. Anyway, normally I would say, oh, and I got to buy a few fakers and take the pieces and switch them out and stuff. But you know what? Not doing that, because we're getting the Ultimate He-Man soon. And once I get the Ultimate He-Man, I will not have to worry about... Look at that cool sword, too. I know it's mine. But I won't have to worry about trying to mix all the pieces to make the Ultimate He-Man myself. Of course, I will steal a boot knife boot and put it on that 80s version, the 40-year... Oh, funny. Look at this. I could put a guy inside there. Oh. He's too beefy. I will hide inside the spirit of Grayskull. He-Man will never catch me now. Looks almost like it's one of those pots that you see for Aladdin or something, you know? Make a wish and you rub it. And out comes the blue genie. What is your wish, master? Death or destruction? Anyway, it's been fun, you guys. Thanks for hanging with me on a Friday night. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. And I will see you guys next video. No more tonight. Maybe some tomorrow. We'll see. Maybe not. But soon. Bye now.